1965-70 Kinosota Cougars were a small community team made up of mostly blood relatives who came back to their home community to play for many years. They started as primarily a tournament team that came together on weekends, playing mostly one tournament on a Saturday and a different tournament on the Sunday. They participated in the prestigious Kenora Labor Day tournament, which included many AAA senior teams, losing a close 1-0 game against a reinforced Brandon Cougars. In 1968, they won a newly formed 5-team league and then went on to play in 4 different leagues. In 1969, they had a record of 26-2 for the month of June. That's 28 games in 30 days. They must have been all pitchers. In 1970, they won 5 tournaments. That same year, they were honored to be invited to play an exhibition game in Portage Prairie, set up to honor Queen Elizabeth II and the royal family as part of their 1970 Centennial Tour of Manitoba, where they played a Portage All-Star team and came out with another win. So please welcome the 1965-1970 Kinosota Cougars. We'll start off. The first is Dave Addison. It will be received by his wife, Vicki. Wayne Armette. Accepting will be Wayne. Arnold Asham. Don Asham. Stan Asham. It will be received by his daughter Lana. Bob Calder, being received by his son Brett. Cliff Calder, received by his grandson, can't read it. The surname is Boyle. Sorry. Tanner? Okay. Glenn Campbell, received by his daughter Carla. Gordy Girk, received by his daughter Julie. Barry Marcira, received by Barry. Angus Moore. Archie Moore. Artie Moore, received by his wife Margaret. Donnie Moore, received by his son Roy, or Ray, I'm sure. Gary Moore, received by his son Andrew. Gil Moore. I've lost my spot. John Moore is being received by, I think it's Angus Moore receiving, yeah. Julius Moore, Jr. Walter Moore. Dennis Pearson. Ray Tanner. Carl Watson, received by his son Sean. I think that's it. I think we got them all, haven't we? Yeah, okay. I said in my introduction that they were mostly blood relatives, and I just looking down there the street, I got nothing but moors and ashes. Okay. Where's the plaque? Okay, who's going to receive it? Okay, come forward to give you the light. Okay, good. Thank you. Who's going to respond?
Good evening, folks. Ladies and gentlemen, honored guests, fellow inductees, especially Joe and Glennis, and of course Ryan Boguski. He threw the final game for us, I think back in Bantams in Dauphin, Calgary, way back, I don't know, I forget, I'm getting old. Firstly, I'd like to thank the Manitoba Baseball Hall of Fame Committee for all their great work. You folks do just an absolutely special job, and thank you for accepting our nomination and approving our induction, which is, by the way, an incredible honor to all of us, as you can see, and to every one of us and our families. I say families because that's what we were, just one big family. There were so many people that it would be impossible to thank. I realize, according to the HOF, or the Hall of Fame guidelines, we were inducted in an era between 1965 and 1970, but we were able to continue this incredible family fun thing for 25 years. Just a minute here. My papers blew around a little bit, I think. Oh yeah. Okay, and I just have to say that, where the heck did we go here? Sorry. Sorry, folks. Anyway, I realize, according to the HOF, like 25 years, weekend after weekend, we would come together for the baseball game, as always. And of course, all the families and the school kids and the grandpas and grandmas and uncles and aunts, etc. And not just to a tournament, but most of us worked in the city, or Portage, or Dauphin, or Carman, but every Saturday and Sunday, all our families would come together at these tournaments, which again were sometimes 3 or 4 hours away from Kinosota. And the family would bring lunches and carriages and strollers and maybe a cooler with a few beers for in-between games. We cannot thank our families enough for all the wonderful support through those incredible baseball years. And even to this day, just look around. Thank you, Kinosota fans, families, and friends. We also want to thank our parents and ancestors for instilling this kind of work ethic into us. Uncle Bob, Uncle Duke, Donnie, Augusta, John, Archie, Diane, and Fran. If we didn't have a place to stay, it was always the Moore's basement. It wasn't unusual to wake up to 5 or 6 cougars sleeping around you in that basement, and then Auntie Claudia and the girls would have breakfast, bacon and eggs and toast for all of us, getting us fed and ready for some tournament. And of course, my biggest fan, my dad, Stormin Norman, and that's just to name a few. I would also like to ask you to take a moment of silence for some of our buddies who didn't quite make it, especially one of my best friends, Gary Moore, who was one of the best Cougars ever, and in all fairness, the best third baseman I ever had there, Hanker. When we called the bunt, he would bunt. He didn't hit home runs like you did. And he passed away a few months ago, and he was looking so forward to being here. And R.I.P. Buck, Cliff Calder, Bobby Calder, Dave Addison, and Gordy Girk, who all recently passed away to the spirit baseball world. They were all such big part of the Cougar lineup. And of course, Glenn Campbell, Artie Moore, Carl Watson, Terry Owens, and a few years back. And please bow your heads for a moment of silence. And of course, Dan Asham, thank you. And of course, Dan Asham in the senior home, who has been honored and presented with the Cougar hat this evening as we speak. And if I missed anyone, please forgive me. I think the only one that isn't here is Peter Campbell, and he's not dead, but he's he lives down the road a mile and a half or a mile from me, and you just never knew with Peter, and that's why he was such a good pitcher. You just never knew what was coming. And all the rest of these wonderful athletes who contributed to winning so many games for so many years, and as they mentioned, 26 games in 28 days. It was just amazing. And in closing, I just wanted to say how honored and blessed and proud I feel to be given the honor to speak, and I'm sure my fellow team members and my families feel blessed and honored in the same way. We're all very proud. Thank you, the Manitoba Baseball Hall of Fame, for bestowing the great honor on our Kinosota Cougars and families. Okay, well, I think that just about does it here, folks. I think I got a little mixed up here at times, but when we left today, it was pretty windy, and I think these things here blew around a little bit. But I just want to say thank you to all you folks. I tell you, it's just so wonderful to see so many people here, 375 strong, and I know all my fellow players and families are very, very proud and very honored to be here. And so thank you so much. We're so appreciative of the Manitoba Baseball Hall of Fame, and good for you guys. Keep it going. And again, thank Glennis and Joe for all your hard work. Thank you.